Over the past year, and particularly over the course of this summer camp, the W1S social groups in the humanities team has been focused on addressing the following question. How does the relationship between public-facing humanities narratives and identities categories manifest in the W1S corpus? How do topic modeling methods, specifically in the pre-processing and tokenization stage, highlight or obscure these categories? Over the course of our research and our investigations of the W1S corpus through our topic model visualizations, however, a number of factors complicating our ability to answer our research question emerged. These complications can be summed up by the following question. How can we posit links between these humanities narratives and identity categories when vital terms related to said identity categories are not present in our topic model visualizations? How should this group and digital humanists in general approach research on these links from this starting point? Our findings are as follows. Number one, links between racial and ethnic groups' concerns in the humanities are latent and manifest themselves through various discursive frames. We found that while articles in our corpus containing both identity markers such as Black, white, diversity, culture, Hispanic, etc., do not directly address the links between the concerns of social groups and the mission of the humanities, these links are posited indirectly through various means. Notably, humanists are treated as authorities on sociopolitical discourses about race, racism, and ethics, and in media, particularly media relating to university politics. Race is a dominant frame by which identity is discussed, often in a politically polarized fashion. Similarly, discourse on the humanities and gender identity and sexuality does not materialize in ways we had expected. We instead find, similar to the discourses on race and identity, a polarized discourse regarding the humanities intersection with gender and sexuality related issues. It is important to note that in the article study discussing issues of gender and sexuality and the humanities, humanities does not indicate the disciplinary humanities, but a kind of humanities in action without reference to any humanistic areas of study. Number three, how identity terms are tokenized is critical for analysis. It is imperative that in a project such as ours, important identity terms must be identified in the research design stage. This is because indicators of identity and diversity are often either bigrams, such as African American or Native American, or work in concert with a number of collocates to construct an identity marker. It is thus imperative that one attends to the nuances of identity and diversity, diversity-based language, so that they are readable and noticeable in the models of our corpora. From these findings, this team issues two recommendations for future research. Number one, humanists must actively promote connections between their research and diversity-based concerns in the public sphere. Diversity being used here as a crude catch-all for all the groups discussed in this presentation, as well as those not discussed, such as first generation of working class students. Interest in these connections are there, but in order to make latent interest into explicit interest, humanists must actively construct a platform upon which a clear public-facing definition of the humanities and their influence on these diversity-based issues can be disseminated and elaborated upon. And number two, humanists should use their public-facing platform to reshape the language of diversity-based discourse. In both the public discourse about the humanities as well as in digital humanities research, humanists should lead the way in reshaping the language of around diversity, moving away from fixed binary terms and catch-alls and towards terms and research methods that reflect the nuance of these groups' lived experience. In the end, diversity itself may have to be transformed into something else for the humanists' relationship to these groups of interest to emerge in the public discourse.